good foggy morning. They said last night that we had a frost. I got out here early, I didn't see it, but we did get down to 32 degrees, so that meant plant killing time, so we had to prepare. First off, greenhouse. Y'all remember my window went down? Well, I eventually we'll get plexiglass, but for now I bought some 6 mil plastic and just wrapped it, and it works just great. It still opens and everything, so had to get that done. And look at that humidity in there, all that good moisture. That's what we like to see. So here is all of our strawberries. Haas actually sent us some more, so all the spots that we had open for runners we went ahead and filled. Now given there's still room for runners to shoot out of here, and we can always cut them out and make more, but it looks like the strawberries did good. Here's everything that we planted in the green stock that is doing absolutely fantastic. And in the raised bed, it looks like all of our little babies survived. One thing we did do is we brought our chocolate mint in from the kitchen garden that Jen has outside the house, and here, since it was in a container. Did y'all look at that? Here's your strawberry. Raylan loves the strawberries. Take it in for her. Now to check over here. So we covered up the comfrey. I can tell by just looking at it, it's fine. I don't want to open that up, but we will open these and see how they did. Looking good. And our garlic looks good too. We're starting to get quite a few pop up. Reminder, I told y'all that it's fine. Don't do anything. You've mulched, you bedded. This is fine if you start to see sprouts out. So it looks like we survived our first frost. Around here, it ain't over when it starts freezing. We got plenty more to do. But when it's cold, that means we do things. Okay, in the last video, I told you there was a little surprise in our house. And then earlier in this video, I was telling you all how we did a little something when it gets cold that some of y'all may not agree with. Yep. Comment down below what you think it is right now, right before we show you. Pause and comment. That's right, folks. Christmas is here. So, yep, we're one of those families.
We always have been.
We always have been, and we always will be. As soon as November 1 hits, it is time for Christmas around here. So, why do we do this so early?
Most simply, I think just because it brings us joy.
Yep.
It's a lot to do, to put up and to decorate, so why not have it for as long as possible and be able to enjoy it? The kids love it. It gets them excited. It gets us excited, and it just makes it a really joyful time.
Yep, we have this true idea that if it makes you happy, do it. Yep. Because there is nothing wrong with a little happiness in your heart.
We also have to decorate 2 houses now, since we have our house and the Airbnb. So this gives us, like, we're almost done with ours. It's not completely done.
Yeah.
And then we'll get a little bit of a break, and then we'll decorate the Airbnb. And Thanksgiving actually this year is going to be really unconventional for us. It's just kind of the way that things worked out, but we're excited about it. We're going to be going on vacation, so it'll be a little bit different. So this makes it, I don't know, makes up for that a little.
It'll be our first holiday that Jen didn't cook Thanksgiving almost since we've been together. Yeah. Then at the beginning we went to some family, but it's wild. It's gonna be different. And it's gonna be fun though. It's gonna be a good time. We're still gonna have some stuff with family that we're gonna be doing, but we are gonna be here. Yep. And like you said, having that second house to do. We have a lot of Christmas that's still coming. I'm gonna show you all. Like, you see the tree behind us, all over our tree. That's the big statement piece, right? But Jen is farmhouse Christmas all over this place. So we've got a few things that are underway, but a lot of stuff that's still coming, and we will show you all. So stay tuned for the evening shots at the end of this video. You get to see what it looks like at night. Yep. And with the cold and with the Christmas, changes up a few things that we got to do around the farm. But before I tell you about that, I wanted to show you an update on the microgreens and the beets that we planted in the last video. So in our Hoff starter kit, literally the next day, everything started to sprout. So once they started to sprout, we took the top off and turned the light on. And so one thing to remember with these, you're not really caring if it gets very leggy, because you're going to cut them and eat them. But I still have it fairly close. And so all we're going to do is just basically get them to a height to where we can cut them, and then we're going to start eating these bad boys. But as you can tell, they're all rocking and rolling already. And these are a little bit harder to see, but you can see that little red stem
some of our beets have started to pop up as well.
Now this one I have much lower because I don't want them to get leggy. So it's going to be a lot closer to like if you had a grow light in your place. You know, we're just about 4 or 5 inches above. And then once they get up, we'll move this up a little bit more. That's the cool thing, that you can do that with this kit. And remember, if you want one, Hostler's got plenty of these in stock. We'll make sure it's always linked down below if you're interested. But it's pretty sweet having the microgreens already popping up like that. And lastly, before we do the thing, I promise we're going to get there, just it keeps popping my head. Thank you all so much for the October pre-order sales that we had for the tinctures and the salves. We have officially gotten them all shipped out, besides one that came in as soon as we shipped them all out. But we will get that taken care of. I think all that's left in there is some comfrey salves. Hi, Ray. Some comfrey salves, and then some tea towels that Grammy Karen made. So that's all that's in stock at the moment. We do always make more than we sell, just in case we need any refunds or anything like that, or replacements. So we will have another like small rush that comes in with that leftover stuff.
Not a pre-order, just to put out there what we have left.
Right, the remaining stock. So be looking out for that in the next, probably couple weeks or so. But in the meantime, we're making soaps like crazy. So that'll hopefully be the next pre-order, is some soaps, some salves, and some tinctures to get that final Christmas push. So if you missed it this round, there'll be more coming.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you all. All right, first things first, as you can see right there that Flossie is enjoying, is we got a big protein bucket for our cattle. In the winter, fall and winter months, you start losing your forage out there. You start losing your pasture, your greenery. So you need to make sure that the protein levels are high for your cattle. One easy way to do that is getting one of those big protein buckets. Now, I'll warn you, they're about 200 pounds. So make sure you have a way to move them before you go buy one. I was able to actually just use a dolly. I didn't have to get the tractor out. So if you just have a little dolly or something like that, you can wheel it in. But that's change number one. Change number two, second feedings are back into play. So in the summer, we only feed in the mornings. They have plenty of pasture to eat throughout the day, so they only get one feeding in the summer. Once we get the winter, they get the second round too. All right, and then once they're fed, the last thing is wood. Sure happy that we did some work in the summer to have a pile for the winter. Hopefully you did too. So hopefully that was helpful for you. If this is your first winter with animals or with garden, or you're thinking about it, these are some of the things that you need to think about and make sure. Your feed cost is definitely gonna go up in the winter. There's no doubt about that. But it's most important to keep your animals healthy and keep your garden alive for as long as you possibly can. But other than that, y'all stay tuned for little shots of Christmas in the evening. And if you haven't subscribed, please make sure to down below. It helps us so much. And we love y'all. Until the next one, bye.